Good morning, everyone. This is me. I want to speak to my fellow artists, in particular, a good friend of mine, who inspired me this morning to actually record this message. Sometimes the art and the artist, um, they both are up for interpretation. Now, I'm saying this because sometimes as artists, we are perceived many different ways. And in particular by those who are closest to us, our friends, our loved ones, our family. And a lot of times, the nature of being an artist is you have an abstract mind. Sometimes you can get lost and found inside of your mind and you lose track of time. You don't maybe have a sense of the distance that you're creating with people. And you don't maybe check in every now and then. I mean, there's a lot of different ways that we maybe fail to communicate, and that's perceived as being what is often said as selfish. Not talking to all artists, but I'm going to go on a limb here and say a good deal of us, at one time or another, have been perceived as being selfish. And when this friend or loved one or stranger, quite honestly, say this, we're hurt and we're also surprised because we're not really cognitive of that idea because we think we're giving, we're giving our art, we're giving so much to the world that how can we perceive as selfish? Um, I want to say a couple of things. One, I want to say to our loved ones, to our friends and our family who have been there for us, that not as an excuse, but this is a reality as being an artist. It's kind of our beast of burden. Sometimes we do get lost in ourselves. We get lost in the idea of making art. Sometimes we're always in our heads, or a lot of the times we're in our heads. And we can lose track and we can fail to check in, or we may fall short. That is both because we're an artist and that we're human, and that we ask that you check us, but check us with love, please. And to the artist, something that I did this year that I want to share with you that I think might be helpful. A lot of times as artists, we're in a larger scene of artists or a larger scene of people who love our art. Or as my homegirl, Shelly Nicole refers to, we are ghetto celebrities. And we can kind of lose track on who's on first and who's on second and who hasn't even come up to bat. And everybody's a friend, and we're hugging and kissing, and that's all cute and whatnot. But what I did personally, what I did this year, at the top of the year, what I was inspired to do is made a list. I made a list of those beautiful human beings in my life that have shown themselves to be friends, uh, one time or another, or just they're consistent. Consistency is a good word. These are consistent friends, they're trusted friends, confidants. Some of them have given me solid and sincere advice, have shown me genuine appreciation and love. And nourishment. They just have been there for me, and I there for them at one point or another. Also made a list of new friends. People have come into my life who, off the bat, I do trust them. I'm feeling their energy. I want to build on that. So this list that I created was longer than I thought it would be. Because sometimes we, as artists, we're like, oh, we don't really have real friends. It was longer than I thought it would be, but it definitely, at the end of the day, was shorter than all the people who were in my life, obviously. And it gave me a lot of clarity. It gave me a sense of direction. But with this clarity, then you have to take action. You have to pick up the phone. You have to visit. You have to go for coffee. Take trips to the museum, or whatever you do, and whatever your friend does that you both love, do it. Because once you have this clear list of folks, you can build from there. You always can acquire new friends, but you want to make sure that what you're working with, will continue to nourish you, and that even when you do fall short, that they'll be able to come to you with love. So I'm saying, one, to the artist, to really kind of simplify. I can't say it enough. Simplify those in your life so you have clarity, and you have to sometimes jump out of the abstract mind, come back to everybody else, and love people in the way they need to be loved. Check in with folks in the way that they need to for you to check in with them. Give them your time that isn't always defined by how you define time. Okay? And to those who love us, just give us a little space to work that out, because that's something that's not really taught to artists. You know, being an artist is not something that's supported in the society, monetarily, of course, but also not supported even socially, really. You know, like, we're not taught, you know, how to separate, you know, what we deem as, or the energies that we need to create art, and the energies that we need to nourish our friendships and our relationships and the relationships in our lives. So just give us a little space and work with us as we all learn to be better artists, to be better friends, to be better sisters and brothers and aunts and uncles and mothers and fathers. And understand that we're all human, and that know that our intent is always a place of love, and most of us never intentionally mean to come off as selfish. We really, really don't. Just sometimes we lose our eye on the ball. You know what I mean? So with that being said, artists, don't beat yourself up. Just get a better understanding of who your friends are, and work with them and love them. And you friends and you loved ones work with us. And with that, more love is created, more art is created, and all is well. So I want to send love to my homegirl. I want to send love to all my fellow artists that might have been going through this. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Peace. Oh, okay, shameless plug with the message. My band Black Patty is performing at Littlefield February 27th. So come feel the music, feel the love, and yeah.